Oh, and Trump said some things about Baltimore, which, we were just in Baltimore. A lot of love to Baltimore. We had a fun show there. And he was saying those things about Baltimore, that Baltimore was rat infested. Well, and by the way, Christina shares this article. I want to mention that this is Christina's article. Trump was saying all these horrible things about Baltimore, that is rat infested, that is horrible. And, someone else brought this up. Imagine like you're a child living in Baltimore and you hear the president of the United States talk like that about where you live. I mean, that is pretty gross. Like, that is very, very gross. And I know the media spends way too much attention on Trump's outrageous rhetoric. Look, Trump's a jerk. We know it. He talks terribly. He says horrible things all the time. He is the GOP unmasked. This is how horrible and disgusting the GOP is. The GOP would let Baltimore rot. Most Democrats would go along with it. Trump takes off the mask for that. He calls it like it is. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. But maybe it's taking off the Band-Aid that we need. In fact, it is taking off the Band-Aid. That's what it is. And maybe we needed, as a country, we needed this wake-up call. Because when people try to make it out like Trump's some rogue, like Trump's some exception to the rule. No. Trump is the rule. Trump's just another plutocrat. He was just on the other side of the aisle buying the politicians. Then he decided, I'll let myself be bought for a while. He is the GOP unmasked. When people try to make it out like Trump's different from the rest of the GOP, like, oh, civility. Even the GOP doesn't like him. He's given that party the bad name. No, that party is repulsive and disgusting beyond measure. Noam Chomsky refers to the GOP as one of the greatest threats to humankind. Trump is just their policies personified. He's just their policies minus subtlety. That's all he is. And why is the GOP so repulsive? Because they have no opposition. Because when you give people two choices, a center right-wing party and a fringe right-wing party, that fringe right-wing party can go hella nuts. That's why. So no, Trump is the result of our system. He is a symptom of the bigger disease that is our political system. But here's something that The Root calls him out for. Let me go over to the article here. And this is from Christina, by the way. Trump's rat-infested claims, Trump claims, Baltimore is rat-infested. He should talk to his slumlord son-in-law, whose Charm City properties are trash. Whoa. Some harsh language there from Stephen A. Crockett Jr. So if President Trump was really concerned about the condition of Baltimore neighborhoods, instead of tweeting about it, he could have walked from the Oval Office into his son-in-law's makeshift suite inside the White House and told him to fix it. That's because Jared Kushner and Kushner's family businesses, the New York-based Kushner Companies, owns thousands of apartments in and around Baltimore. And the Associated Press notes that many of them are trash. So there you go. And that's a fun for instance, isn't it? Really, doesn't that just show you the ruling class and then the rest of us? Here you have Donald Trump, leader of the free world, crapping all over a city. Meanwhile, his son-in-law's a slumlord that's helping that city struggle. That's making it more difficult for that city to get a leg up. And Baltimore, I mean, the city's information, their municipal information is being held hostage right now. Literally, they had a hack. The city doesn't want to do anything about it, so municipal services are just kind of going along. Nobody knows when they're going to get billed or what's going to happen. There was a scandal where I believe it was the mayor was forcing people to buy her children's book, which was rot with a bunch of spelling errors and was a terrible children's book. Baltimore's got its issues. They need help. And President Trump's idea of helping is just poo-pooing them publicly and then allowing his family to continue to be slumlords. Have-nots. And that's what we're dealing with. Thank you for sharing that article, Christina. Much appreciated.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and